remembers it well.
The pandemic of the Spanish flu just ended. The Big Apple was just coined as a term by the New York Telegram. WABC became the first radio broadcast for New York. The prohibition was in full effect. People were bored as shit. April 13th, 1921. There was one man that was so bored, he chartered the Rotary Club of Staten Island.
Thank you, Sam.
That man is still in this room right now. John Raimonto, thank you so much. Great work. Awesome job. Great job, John. Appreciate it. Thankfully, Prohibition's over. And my wife's driving home tonight. So I'd like to thank everybody here tonight. Thank you so much for coming out. Awesome. I really, really, really appreciate it. The 100th Rotary Club of Staten Island Charter Night. Give a round of applause. That's awesome. So now, I'd like to kick this bad boy off with the pandemic president. The Zoom tycoon. The guy leading us out of this dumpster fire we call 2020-2021. His name is President Patrick McCready.
Wow, that is a tough act to follow.
You fired up the crowd!
Yeah! That's the most life I've seen in this club in a long time.
What the hell? We've been on TV.
So it is great to see everyone here tonight, and you know, I see a lot of familiar faces, a few faces that I don't quite know, but I know the names, and it's just great to have such a great turnout for the 100th year. So welcome, everybody.
I thought we were just a bunch of heads.
Yeah. So, you know, not only is it nice to see everybody here in the flesh and not on Zoom. So that's the first time I heard I was the Zoom tycoon, but I'll go with it. But it's also here. It's also nice to be here talking about the year that was, and not about the year that lies in front of me. So I have to tell you, this time last year, I was pretty nervous to take over the club. I think I would have been pretty nervous under normal circumstances, but all the challenges that we faced as a club and really just everything that was going on, you know, it was a little intimidating. I don't think what I realized at that time was the members of this club and how willing everybody is to help and get what we needed to get done when we needed to get it done. And I think that really is a testament to this club and why we're here today celebrating our 100th year. So, round of applause for the club. What I'd really like to do is just to really give a couple shout outs. You know, there's a lot of people in this club that are doing a lot of work behind the scenes that, you know, most of us know, but I don't think it gets recognized enough. So I would just like to recognize a few people that really, you know, helped me out a ton and really helped the club out and helped the club run pretty smoothly over the past year, as smoothly as could be given everything we were faced with. First off, I'd like to recognize the trio of Ro, Mary Lee, and Mary Jane. There they are, sitting together, right? These three make the Hunger Herds program go.
No doubt.
They do everything behind the scenes. They don't get nearly enough recognition. I think Ro has every food pantry on speed dial. She knows who needs what, when they need it, and Mary Lee and Mary Jane have been instrumental in identifying, who needs food and really coordinating our efforts. And I just really want to give them a big thank you because they've been tremendous. Secondly, I'd like to thank this guy right here, and not only Frank, but really all of Scarron. Scarron is not a member of the Rotary Club of Staten Island.
They're happy to join.
But they should be, because without Scarron, the Amazon program would have never happened this year. And I don't know. I think most of us realize that. No, Frank, it wouldn't have. So it wouldn't have happened. We had no idea what to do. So just to give everybody a little overview, we developed a really nice partnership with Amazon this year, where they were donating pallets of goods. It was always interesting what we were getting, but we helped a lot of people through that program. And you needed a commercial vehicle to go to Amazon to pick up the pallets. I don't know how we would not have done it without Scarron. So he was sending his workers during work hours to go to Amazon to pick up the pallets, bring it back to his warehouse, unload the trucks, store it in his warehouse until we could identify the people that needed the goods. So, and that was not once, that was 6, 7, 8 times. So, thank you.
Let me just say, I had nothing to do with it other than I have my nephew and my son who graduated college who are in that year between should we go to grad school or should we work for the old man. They are the guys that went and they would say, Dad, there's 137 boxes here. You really want us to load the truck with these? And I said, yeah, of course, that's what you gotta do. But it's gonna take 2 trips. I gotta see my girlfriend. Well, it's not gonna happen. You gotta go do it.
They're going to grad school.
And these are the same kids that said, why do you go to these meetings all the time? Aren't they boring? I said, you'll see. My father always said, you'll see, you'll see. So really, thank you very much, but those are the guys that do all the work.
Thank you. Great job.
Frank,
And Amina.
Frank,
Just kidding me.
you learned from your father. Your father is very big when you need to lead in Staten Island. So kids, grandkids, it's the best.
And if you would have brought them here tonight, they would know why you go to the meetings.
And by the way, his brother Tom doesn't know it was on company time.
That's
So
right. So
don't
don't
tell
say
him.
anything.
So next up, I'd like to thank Amina. So we just talked about the Amazon
yeah,
program.
she's unbelievable.
Amina couldn't join us tonight because she's doing great work with the Amazon program in Senegal. She really, developed the program with the help of this guy right here. Enrico was pretty instrumental in helping her put that together. Hopefully that will be a long-lasting partnership, and I can't say enough about the work they did and what that's turned into. It's really great to see. I'd like to thank my board. Again, I told you before, I was intimidated to take over. So there were a lot of people on the board that helped me through this, and were always there to talk to me. Sam, I see you smiling. We had many conversations. So thank you. I really appreciate the support that you've given me, throughout the past year. John Amodio. Not only is John the knowledge of everything Staten Island Rotary, but the work he does for SURF is just unbelievable. And he never complains about it. He's always happy to help. Just an incredible person that I feel I've become a lot closer to this past year. And thank you, John. Joe Payne. These are all volunteer positions. So, I've always been involved in the club, but I think until you become the president, you really don't realize all the work that everybody's doing. And there's a lot of work that's being done behind the scenes. Joe Payne is the treasurer for the club, and he's the treasurer for the foundation. And there's a lot involved with that. I mean, Joe can tell you how many times I'm emailing him and asking him to do this, and that. And he may not always be the fastest to get back to you, but he gets it done, and he's doing it as a volunteer. So thank you, Joe.
Pat asked me, the only question he ever asked me, do we have money? I thought for a while I was married to him. Yeah, we got money. Can we do this?
How much can I spend? Your nickname is We Have Money Payne.
Joe's also really good if you need to hedge your bet.
And then, of course, I need to thank Eric.
Yeah.
I mean, Eric knew he was next in line. I don't know how I became the Zoom tycoon. I mean, anyone that was at trivia night saw Eric jumping in and out of those breakout rooms. I would call Eric the Zoom tycoon, but
And it was running the rooms.
yeah.
He's the Zoom master.
He is a Zoom master. So, and I think we're going to see more of that this year. And you know, you just saw a snippet of that. So I think Eric's going to inject a lot of life into this club, and we're in a really good place with him taking over as our leader. And then lastly, my wife. First, second, and last. Yes, she's here with me tonight to support me. She was here. She was at Charter Night last year, and you know she put up with me all year, and you know every year. But, that's not easy. And you know we have a 4-year-old and a 9-month-old at home. So you know on the weekend when I say I gotta go up and do some work for Rotary, or at night when I'm doing work for Rotary, and yeah, you got the kids, right? So
I gotta meet Eric for Rotary. I gotta meet Eric for Rotary.
Yeah. So thank you. So with that, we have some business to conduct that we did not get to conduct last year due to some of the conditions, but we do have a couple of Paul Harris Fellows that we'd like to award. So first off, Dr. Raymond. Dr. Raymond was scheduled to receive a Paul Harris Fellow last year. You know, due to the conditions, we weren't able to hold the proper ceremony to award him his Paul Harris Fellow.
Well deserved.
Spiritual leader of our club. All right?
No doubt.
You can always count on Dr. Raymond to do the invitation, and when times are tough, to give us some good guiding words. He was the president in 2018, 2019, and has been a long-time board member. And again, another person you could always lean on for good advice and guidance in the club. So, Dr. Raymond, you want to come on up?
You want the microphone?
Don't get me started.
We only know too well.
Thank you, Patrick, for the honor. Thanks,
Wait, shh.
the Rotarians, but special thanks to my creator, who really has given me the abilities to be among the best.
That's not Sam. You mean?
Service above self is the purpose of our creation. When the good Lord says that I have created this creation and I love every one of them that I have created, I cherish them, I feed them wherever they are, even if they are yards and miles in the sea, in the ocean, under a pebble. I even feed that creation of mine. Rotary's mission is just that. Help be God's hands to feed and to serve His creation. Nothing in life can be a better mission than that. I really thank the day when I was introduced to Rotary. I thank the day I accepted it. And I thank this day that I'm standing here to thank him and thank all of you for being partners with me, and I do all that. Thank you.
To award past president Mary Jane O'Connell. Mary Jane was at the helm when coronavirus hit and nobody knew what to do. She transitioned us over to Zoom and really was there to kind of guide the club through that tough time. A lot of Zoom talk tonight, right? At least we can talk about it in person. You know, she did an excellent job as president. I mentioned all the work that she does with the 100 Hertz program. She did countless projects for me this year that she just took and ran with. You know, just one example would be the Valentine's Day project that she did for Edgar Nursing Home. Typically, the club gets together, we write cards, we drop them off at Edgar Nursing Home. We didn't have the ability to do that this year. She did it herself. She did the whole project herself. And she's just been, you know, once you go through the presidency, you know what it's like, and I think, you know, she was really there to help me throughout the year and to support me whenever I needed her. So, thank you, Mary Jane.
Yeah, sure. You want blood or what?
Be careful, man, be careful.
My dad told me you used to have to jam it in.
Like a stake in the heart.
Yeah.
I just want to say it's an honor to be part of this club, and I love helping the community and each other.
You're the best, Mary.
I'm done talking, so let's have a good time, let's party, let's enjoy each other's company, and celebrate
Right now, really, all the guests, please look at that panel there. We're saying the four-way test of the things we think and say and do. So, number one.
Is it the truth?
And see, learn from that. Second.
Is it fair to all concerned?
Fired.
Will
Third.
it be good
Fourth.
Is it beneficial to all concerned?
I don't want Dr. Larry Red to say but the fifth.
The fifth
I
is-
believe not the fifth. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you. Here we go. What were you doing 100 years ago? Oh, nothing. Wow. Sounds good. Sounds like a really good discussion. But we can talk about what humanity looked like 100 years ago. So what we're going to do, Flint.
I was born.
What went on in 1994?
Ask what happened in 1976.
1976.
Go ahead, come on.
Albert Maniscalco, former borough president, was a member of Staten Island Rotary.
Wow.
All right?
Yes.
I was part of the charter revision of New York City, and Albert Maniscalco and I went to the first Rotary meeting, and they told me that we have to really be good because this is the powerful club. At that time, Rotary was meeting. They were meeting at Demien's house.
Oh. Larry, the good old days.
And I was put on a dais and was all men. And I had to explain the city charter. And Al Maniscalco, our former borough president, he did 3 propositions and I did 4 propositions, and we had charts. All right, so now this is my first meeting. I was very nervous, and all of a sudden they call the Sunshine Chairman.
Oh!
And Larry gets up and someone nudges me and they tell me he's a doctor. This guy is crazy. He's doing all kinds of things. He's raising a lot of honey. And I'm thinking, what a jerk. He's
This is worse than my bris.
And that's what happened in 1976. All right, fast forward. I'm at the Staten, maybe it was in 1979, and I had a sighting of a Mr. Array.
He's a jerky doctor.
No, she demoted me.
And then I was at the Riviera Chateau, and
Oh my God, yes.
and he came over and congratulated me because I had run for political office. I lost, but anyway, that we started dating, and that's it. But that's my Rotary.
My dad is 72 years old, so he's going to like dementia. He's gonna, say some shit that doesn't make any sense. And we'll just listen and be like, yeah. Yeah.
That is so typical of the
Can you end it? Can you shut the frig up? So there we go. Oh my dad!
Give it help, Paul. Give it help.
Former Rotarian, or I call him a Rotarian because he's service above self. Always. Always. He lives that. Is it the truth? Is it all fair to all concerned?
Yeah.
Feels good.
You got any questions, call Sam.
Sam, you're good the fucking right. We're gonna have my dad, Paul A. Campbell Jr.
Yeah. Our future president.
When you bring the third generation in. They're tough, the third generation. They say really the third generation it was going to be the end of it. But I'm going to tell you something. He rejuvenated the second generation and the first generation. I think we're going to go on to many, many, many generations. There you go. All right. But anyway, I'm standing up here and I want to, everybody's talking about the Staten Island Rotary going back. I was in there in the 90s sometime. I don't remember the day. But I do remember being in the YMCA for many, many years. And a fellow by the name of Phil Steinman.
Oh, yeah.
I think we all remember Phil Steinman.
Yeah.
And Phil Steinman was in the YMCA and he was an old timer. And he goes, he would have story, he goes way back. World War II vet, in fact, a bombardier. He was unbelievable. The stories he told about World War II, I love war stories, and he was phenomenal. He had letters from when he was in the service. I think he's something like 40 or 50 missions over Germany. Wow. He was unbelievable. Holes in his clothes from bullets and coming back with a plane full of bullet holes and unbelievable. He had letters from his mother and he loved his mother dearly. But he would say to me when we were in the YMCA, he would say to me, Paul, come with me to the Rotary Club. Now, I thought of the Rotary Club, and I still think of the Rotary Club, a prestigious organization. I'm a plumber. I worked with my hands at that time. Not at that time, but I worked with my hands. I mean, who am I? I'm a lowly little guy that fixes your pipe. Like we used to have an expression, your shit's my bread and butter. I can't. You guys are prestigious. You guys are, fancy club. You had bankers, you had lawyers, you had accountants. You had, I think, who mentioned Maniscalco, Uncle Al, we used to call him. He was there. And we had a bunch of guys there. And I said, no, I can't. He said, you guys have to come. And he kept pushing me. Come on, it's time for you to join. So I did join. And I came there, was very timid and sat down. He says, and every week you have to sit at a different table. I was like, oh my God. I just got to meet these people here and now I have to go someplace else. There's people that I don't know. It's like going to another town or another village. It's true. Here I am bouncing around and then nobody was a doctor, nobody was a lawyer. We're all Joe, we're all Paul, we're all Pat, we're all, there was no title in front of your name, which was great, but you could feel the presence of some of these people. Especially when you're talking about, I forget his name, from Wagner College there, whatever his name was there. Who remembers? Leesburg. I mean, we had famous people. The room was crowded. I mean, it was 90 people at lunch. Anyway, this crazy guy gets up there, right? I think his name is Larry Iran. This crazy guy up there had the sunshine. This is the truth. I'm not going to lie. When I was up there, we used to line up. Everybody remembers, right? We'd line up, and I was there. My knees are shaking, and I would say, you know what, let me pray to God. So I would say, Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, to give me the strength. And I'm, read slow. And I would come up there, and here's this crazy guy, Larry Iran. And there was this person, one of the members, her name was Linda Carroll.
Another crazy person.
Linda Carroll was under the impression that if I joined something, I got to get something out of it monetarily. I got to get money back. Tomorrow. I got to get money out of it. So she would come up. And then Linda Carroll come up and says, oh yeah, here's Linda Carroll. He was just out of his mind. Oh my God. Making it say, right? But you know, I mean, he was always kind to me. He wasn't too crazy. But at one time he told us his background. He says, yes, there's a Dr. Larry Rand, a psychiatrist. He says, I've been around for 40 years. I haven't cured anybody in 40 years. But anyway, I just wanted to come up and just give my little 2 bits here. And I want to say that the Staten Island Rotary Club, I always held it close to my heart because I think it's like one of the greatest clubs. Remember, there's 5 clubs. And where did they come from? They came from the Staten Island. That's right. Staten Island Rotary Club. We were the biggest in the world.
And a lot of individuals to calm that water that year and induct those women. And of course, today we have quite a number of women in the club, all who are tremendous members, and as we heard tonight, doing spectacular work. I'd also like to tell you that 1987 was the year that Rotary International introduced Polio Plus.
Oh wow!
1987. So that same year when I was president, that was the other show.
And they just about eradicated.
We were tasked with raising like $25,000 or $30,000 as a club that year. And of course, when that number was proposed by Rotary International, there was a lot of pushback from our club members that they didn't think that could be done. And we grabbed a group of Rotarians together, and we came up with a strategic plan, and we introduced, that was the first bowl-a-thon, it was that year. We made $60,000.
Really? Wow.
When the club members saw that, individual club members started making pledges. And we raised $100,000.
Wow.
The club really rose to the occasion. Now, I want to contrast that a little bit to what I heard tonight with Eric and Patrick's summation of the last year or two. I want to congratulate this club and all the members that have done so much work this year under such tough conditions. Because when you listen to all that was done with the Hunger Hertz program, with Amina's Amazon program, the work you're doing and the work that has been done for this community is terrific. And you should really all be applauded for that. This club has continued to embrace over 100 years service above self.
frankly speaking, I didn't expect you call my name.
Yes.
I joined 1984, not this club, the South Shore Club. I got a job as a college teaching professor. I went to tax return. If you know him, you know this area, John Shaw. And I asked him to do my tax return. He saw my job as a college professor. Yes, I am just studying. I said, how do you like you, Rotary Club? I'm not ready yet. The reason I called him that time, when I was I'm Korean, okay? When I was in Korea, at that time, there are only less than 10 clubs in Korea. My city, second largest city, all members are only toppers, not professor. President of university, one lawyer, one doctor, one old business president, small business, doesn't matter. If I thought, I'm not ready yet, but I just started my job here. No. I asked him 3 times and I accepted. So I was inducted in 1984, South Shore Club, and then they appoint me as a secretary because because of my title, and they never gave me a chance to serve president. Interesting. And then I tried to visit many clubs. Whenever I visited Staten Island Club, Larry had been doing sunshine. And he made me fun of my accent. I still have accent, right? I cannot get rid of my accent even 50 years in this country because I came in too late. Anyway,
like Churchill.
but I returned his talk that you are speaking American, I speak English. At that time, in Korea, we learn English that time. A little different American Korean, the American and English. Anyway, that's my beginning of Rotary, and since then, I served club president many years later in South Shore, and because of my teaching schedule, I continued 100% attendance. Maybe you're surprised how I can make that one. When I travel, I made it. Wherever you go in the world, they consider there is attendance. That's why I gave up after 35 years, 100% attendance. That's why I made good friends with Larry. I never ever defensive, offensive, whatever. I got that he joke a joke. Okay? Even I couldn't speak English very well, still. Rotary is always, I think, noble organization, young adult join this club. Because this club, worldwide, wherever you go, you can find Rotary Club down there. Therefore, stay all the way until you die. I'll stay here all the way to die. You can't get me off. Okay.
First, I think I should claim, I don't know if John, but I'll figure that up next time we get together to say who's exists since I joined Rotary Club. I joined Rotary Club 1981. And it took me 8 years to become president, 9 years, whatever, and I've been there since we started. So I don't know whose was. I mean, Pat was after me, but you know, whatever. But let me tell you the story. I know.
He holds a grudge, I see it.
I really got the good people to that club. I'm so happy, I'm so proud. Okay, so I'll tell you just the story of Dr. Larry Elena. So I joined Rotary Club and they told me, that's Dr. Larry Rain, is you, and I'm Egyptian. They said, oh God, 1980? Now here's the fight between the Middle East.
Hey, Sam, I didn't know.
And the Jews. I'm just telling the member what happened. I think God blessed me. Larry stand up and he start making joke. I don't have green card, I don't have... What the hell, I get the power. I was American citizen 5 years. I came to America 1969. So you figure it out. So I really was perfect, you know, American, Egyptian. I don't use the word Egyptian. I'm American more than some people born in this country. Thank you. I just want you to know I love Staten Island. That's the only home I have now. Where I born, of course, is still part of our culture or whatever. But the bottom line, Dr. Larry Oren, when you join Rotary, you get a nickname. So they told me, Dr. Larry Oren. I said, okay, you don't call title doctor or president of the college or president of the bank. I remember Malloy, the godfather, the grandfather, come to me, I call him Mr. Malloy. I said, no, don't call me Mr. Malloy. He's screaming me. Just call me Ed, not Edge, the father, not Ted, the grandson. You know, it was unbelievable. So I don't know how I did it. I did it once, maybe twice. But when they said Dr. Larry Rand, I said, okay. I said, who's he? What he does? He said, we call him the snake. I said, snake? What the hell that mean? That's the nickname. So I said, I have to choose a name. I said, I'm Sam, because my real name is hard to pronounce it. Samir, S-A-M-I-R. So I took the R out and I said Sam. So that's become my name. Everybody know. Of course, I said Larry Oren, snake. And Larry would say one joke about my immigration status. I don't have green cards and all this stuff. So I said, okay. Here is the last things I told Larry. I went to one of the members here to Egypt, to the pyramid. A friend of ours, Ken Poplar, Dr. Poplar, and we went to Egypt. So they went, him and his wife. I went there with Lizette to figure out. By the way, Lizette, she's Jewish, so I married a Jewish lady. So that's okay. So I came back from Egypt. I said, Larry, I really went there to the minister of the tourists. I asked question, is really the Jewish built the pyramid? He said, no, we paid them. So they're not slaves. I said, Larry, I want to let you know, I really talked to the highest guys there in Egypt. I said, you're not any more slave, you're free. He said, no, we built the pyramid. I said, the hell with you, you're a slave. Thank you for listening. I'm glad we have 100 years, and Rotary will continue after us, and we'll get the youngest grandchildren that will take over our situation. Thank you.
When Moses came down from the mountain,
See, I'm telling you.
he came down and he made a right turn. And he wandered the desert for 40 years. He had made a left turn. We had the oil.
Egypt now doing unbelievable job. They use the desert to build, to do manufacture. They do medicine there. We have a new president, I don't know the guy, but he's really doing a great job. Thank you, Larry.
girls? You ready, girls? Oh, I got